appreciate. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria will take on Norway tonight in their first match of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup is taking place in Chile. Chile is playing host to 24 countries, 24 countries from all over, from everywhere, as in, so Chile is playing host to different countries at this under 20 FIFA World Cup. And our Flying Eagles, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, will play tonight by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. That's our first match against Norway. The Flying Eagles are in Group F, alongside teams like Norway, as I said, Colombia, and Saudi Arabia. So tonight, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria take on Norway. So the competition is currently holding in Chile. First match played on Saturday, so it's going to end on October 20. So the competition is from September 27 to October 20. So the competition has started already, and already we started seeing exciting matches, interesting matches. Aside Nigeria, other teams that are representing Africa in this ongoing FIFA Under-20 World Cup are South Africa, Egypt, and Morocco. So the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will play their first match tonight by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. And in preparation for this World Cup, we saw the Flying Eagles. The Flying Eagles played two friendly matches. First of all, they played against Chile, and they played a 1-0 draw with Chile. We saw them dominating the early proceedings of the match. And even going ahead to score as early as the end of that match, but then Chile equalized, and then the match ended 1-0. They also played Australia in their second friendly match. They defeated Australia by 3 goals. So preparation for this event has been fantastic by the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. And the coach of the Flying Eagles is Aliu Zubairu, is the coach of the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. And then Daniel Bamei, the 20 World Cup appearance, as well as Daga as well. He's also playing his second FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The two of them were present at the last World Cup in Argentina. They participated at the last FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Argentina. So they have the experience. Of course, they are still under-20 players, so they fit within the range of playing in the under-20 level. They were there in Argentina. So this time around, and also Daga as well. So the two of them are playing as well. And then, before the World Cup, before the coach selected these players, there were some players were prone to injury, and then some had to even, and then some of them could not be released by their clubs due to the fact that, due to the fact that the calendar, due to the fact that most of them are really playing in their clubs, and that the calendar is not really kind of official, so most of them could not be released, and some of them got injured. But at the end, the coach had to really select the best players. He had to select his best players for this competition. And even in camp, while in camp, a player, Marvelous actually got injured while in camp. That's talking about Marvelous Freedom. He got injured while in camp, and he had to be replaced by Wiki Torres. Aruna Aliyu is the defender. So he came on to replace Marvelous, who is also a defender as well. So Marvelous is out. Marvelous and Berosu is out because he got injured. He made the trip to Chile actually. He traveled with the squad to Chile, but when he got there, he got injured, and because of that, Marvelous Freedom has been replaced by Wiki Torres, Aruna Aliyu. So that's talking about the injury update of the players. So the players are going to go today against Norway by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Some of us will have to be awake by that time to really watch the match, to watch the Flying Eagles of Nigeria against Norway. I'm talking about Nigeria and Norway. They've never played against each other at this level. At the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. This is their first ever meeting at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That's talking about Nigeria and Norway. And for Nigeria, they are making their 14th appearance. When it comes to this level of game, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria have the pedigree. This is their 14th appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That's talking about the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. Whereas Norway are making their 4th appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. At the last edition, the last time Norway participated was in 2019. That was the last time they participated in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And at that particular edition, because Norway has never gone beyond the group stage. They've never gone beyond the group stage of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. They've qualified This is their fourth time qualifying. But then in their last three previous outings, they couldn't make it out of the group stage. But then at the last edition in 2019, despite the fact that they couldn't make it out of the group stage, they made a statement. Erling Haaland, Manchester City's Erling Haaland, scored 9 goals against Honduras in their final group game when Norway defeated Honduras by 12 goals to nil. Norway defeated Honduras 12-0 in that particular match, and Erling Haaland scored 9 goals in that match. And of course, he's still doing that. We see what he's doing for Manchester City. He keeps on scoring for Manchester City, scoring goals, scoring big goals. So I mean, it was at that particular edition of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup that he really became known as a player that can really score goals. He's such a prolific goal scorer, and we've seen it in Erling Haaland, such a prolific goal scorer. So Norway has produced a player like Erling Haaland, the Manchester United striker, who is such a prolific goal scorer. So that was the last time Norway took part in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That was in 2019. So after 6 years of absence, they are making a comeback, they are making a return, and they are going to be playing against the Super Eagles of Nigeria tonight. Defenders, talented defenders as well. It's an experienced squad. So we really look forward to a very exciting match. For some of us who are not really familiar with the Flying Eagles squad, let me just read out the squad for the benefit of them. That was in March or April, and last on the 20 African Cup of Nations. Egypt hosted it and Nigeria got to the semi-finals. Although when we got to the semi-finals, we lost to South Africa by 1-0. But that didn't matter anyway, because by virtue of being one of the semi-finalists, we already picked one of the tickets to this World Cup. So the countries that picked the ticket from Africa at this Under-20 World Cup. So the Flying Eagles qualified by being one of the semi-finalists at the last Under-20 African Cup of Nations. And the coach that took them to win bronze, that led them to win bronze at that edition was Aliu Zubairu. And of course, he's still very much in charge of the Super Eagles of the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. But for Norway, they qualified through playoffs. They actually qualified through playoffs by playing against Turkey. Turkey is Turkey. By playing against Turkey in the European playoff. The match ended 1-1 and they had to stretch it to penalties. And what a penalty kick it was. 11-10 on penalties, and Turkey and Norway had to win. They had to play the penalty. It was a long stretch of penalty kicks, and then eventually Norway won on penalty. They won 11-10 on penalty kicks. So as a result, Norway will be playing Nigeria tonight in their first match. And what a cracker of a match is going to be. When it comes to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, Nigeria has got the pedigree. At the last edition in Argentina, the Flying Eagles, they got to the quarterfinals. In the first round, they defeated the likes of Dominican Republic, Italy, got to the round of 16, defeated Argentina. But then when they got to the quarterfinals, they had to lose to South Korea by 1-0. So South Korea defeated Nigeria at the last edition, and then South Korea sent us packing at the last edition at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. But then at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, the Flying Eagles, their best result was finishing as runners-up. That was in 1989 and 2005. So the Flying Eagles got to the final in 1989 and in 2005, and they finished as runners-up. But they've never won this competition. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria are yet to win this competition. But going by their preparation towards this tournament, especially when they got to Chile and they had to play against Chile, they played the 1-0 draw with Chile. They defeated Australia 3-1 in another friendly match. Going by the preparation, I think they are very much good to go, and they want to win them all the best in this tournament. This is the World Cup event, Under-20 World Cup. And just few hours ago, we heard the news that the Super Eagles of Nigeria have been handed the lifeline at the World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, well, the Super Eagles of Nigeria now, okay, they still have, by the way, they are just joining me. I'm just doing the preview of the match between the Flying Eagles of Nigeria and Norway. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria will play against Norway by 9 p.m. Nigeria time tonight. So let's just stay awake and watch the match. So from 9 p.m. to almost 11, the match will finish by almost 11 o'clock. So the match will start by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. For the benefit of those of us who like watching Nigerian matches, the match will start by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria will play Norway by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. I'm talking about Nigeria and Norway. This is the first time we'll be meeting them at the Under-20 FIFA World Cup. We've never met them at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And then this is the first time the two teams will be meeting. But at the Under-20 World Cup, the Flying Eagles have a pedigree. They've got a pedigree. At least this is their 14th appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. That's talking about the Flying Eagles. This is our 14th appearance. The Flying Eagles, this is our 14th appearance, as I said. And then the best results the Flying Eagles have achieved at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup was finishing as runners-up two times in 1989 and in 2005. While for Norway, they've never made it beyond the group stage. They've never advanced beyond the group stage in the past in their previous three editions. So this is Norway's fourth appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. This is their fourth appearance. Now, taking a look at Nigeria at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, at the history of Nigeria at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, this is Nigeria's 14th appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. And Nigeria's best result at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup was finishing as runners-up in 1989 and 2005 and in Saudi Arabia. Sorry, was finishing as runners-up in 1989, that was in Saudi Arabia, and in 2005 in the Netherlands. And the Flying Eagles made their debut at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 1983. And they exited from the group stage at that particular edition. They finished third in 1985. They also participated in the 1987 edition, and they exited from the group stage. They finished as runners-up in 1989, and they didn't qualify again until 1999 when they hosted it. Remember Nigeria 99? That was the World Youth Championship in Nigeria 99 World Youth Championship. I think it was during Nigeria 99. It was during the Nigeria 99 edition that players like Julius Agawa and Paul Zakaria were discovered. Yeah, I think so. So that was Nigeria 99. Nigeria hosted that particular edition, and they went there. And but then when we hosted it, we exited. We got to the quarterfinals, and we got eliminated in the quarterfinals. After that, Nigeria did not qualify for the 2001 and 2003 edition, but they now qualified in 2005, and they finished as runners-up in 2005. They also went to the 2007 edition, and they exited from the quarterfinals. They also went to 2009 edition. They also went to 2011 edition. They exited from the quarterfinals, and also in 2013 we got. In 2015, we got knocked out from round of 16 as well. Nigeria did not qualify for the 2017 edition, and when we qualified for the 2019 edition, we got knocked out from the round of 16. And also in 2023, that was the last edition, we got to the quarterfinals, and we got knocked out by South Korea at the quarterfinals of the last edition. What's the take on tonight's match? What's the prediction? Who do you think will win tonight's match? And then the Flying Eagles of Nigeria, they really need to show themselves. They need to prove themselves in this tournament. Don't forget that the African Cup of Nations will commence on December in Morocco. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, we know that we've qualified for the African Cup of Nations. So Eric Chell still needs players for that team, and we need to discover players. And then don't forget that the other time I was talking about the commentator talking about the match between Nigeria and the match between Nigeria and South Africa. Our last match. The Super Eagles of Nigeria really need a lot of creativity. For us to even score today, I read someone was talking about Nigeria wasting a lot of opportunities in front of goal, and I even asked myself how much of such chances have we even created in the World Cup qualifier? Because the person was like, we wasted a lot of opportunities in the qualifiers, that we wasted a lot of opportunities in front of goal, and I'm asking myself, did we really create more chances like that? Like, did we really create more chances to now say that we wasted a lot of opportunities in front of goal? Is it not a team that has created a lot of chances or loads of chances that you say that you talk about wasting